Arun. So can you unmute yourself? Yeah, can you unmute yourself and then talk?
Hi, sir. Good evening. I'm
Good
Arun
evening.
Gopala. So I am from Bangarpet, Karnataka. I run my own industry, sir, SL Precision Tools Private Limited. I am the managing director of the company. We make
Okay.
precision hydraulic control valves for this JCB, BML, and Caterpillar. So such equipments we make. We especially design hydraulic control valves and all these things. So basically, we are having a machining setup, manufacturing
Hmm.
setup, wherein we have
Okay.
CNC machines and other things, and we do. So what I am looking for is I want to automate the complete cycle of manufacturing, basically,
Hmm. Hmm.
and
Hmm.
then so that my process will be made easier and it can be made more faster. So one thing is I want to improve my systems and process in my organization. That is
Hmm.
one thing.
Hmm.
Second one is I am looking for a marketing person who can full timely dedicate himself, and I want to create a system of marketing so that I can get more orders and other thing. Because now what has happened, this COVID situation, there are a lot of irregularities with the present customer. So my order base is not consistent. So that is the issue. And sometimes I keep more inventory. Sometimes, so this is the what happens is the cash flow gets reduced. These issues I'm facing. So basically, my intention is to see that my marketing process is systemized, and my even my whatever systems and process, whatever I'm manufacturing, I have to make in such a way that it gets automated, and I have to make myself free. That is my main intention,
Awesome.
sir.
Awesome. You're at the right place, Arun. Is for marketing, not for your manufacturing, but for
Yeah, yeah,
marketing, as you said, the entire sales process. Keep attending the Wednesday call regularly. Number one.
yeah. Sure,
Number
sure.
two.
I'll make it
Number
right.
two, you have the video courses available. That's what you have paid for, right? You purchased
Yes,
that.
yes, yes.
Watch
I have looked
each.
for
Yeah.
only one thing. I'll immediately I will see that within a day or two I'll complete the session and I will put some
So,
queries so that I
ನೀವು
can also get
ಕನ್ನಡದವರ
clarity.
ತಮಿಳ
Sir, ಕನ್ನಡನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ತಮಿಳ್
Tamil
ತೆರಿಯೋ,
தெரியுமா? Tamil தெரியுமா?
ತೆಲುಗುನು
Ah.
ವಸ್ತುಂದಿ.
Lovely, lovely.
ತೆಲುಗುನು
Vanakkam.
వస్తుంది సార్.
Telugunu vastundi. Super. So Bangalorean is always multilingual. So warm, warm, warm welcome. And we have
Thank you,
SV
sir.
Ramana. SV Ramana is one of our, members. So he needs your number, Arun. So if you can just
Sir,
share
I'll
your
get
number,
chat
if
box.
you can share it on the chat, I'll just copy and paste. Warm welcome, Akshay. Superb. So welcome, Arun, once again. And we truly believe that you can, you're at the right place. You will be able to, yeah, I'm disabling you now, but you will be able to, scale up your business. Number one, you will be able to automate as you truly desire. So let me, in the meanwhile, I'm trying to copy. Yeah. So Arun Ramana, this is Arun's number, and this copy paste is for you. Okay, so warm, warm, warm welcome. So we have Arun who has introduced himself. Just looking if there is anybody in this call for the first time, or anyone whom we don't know well. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, all right. So any success stories? Anyone has any story to share? Success story between in the recent times? Okay, last week, this week. Do you have any story to tell? I want you to share so that our other members get inspired listening to you. It could be one idea. It doesn't matter. Anything that you have picked up, you have implemented, and you got success. You can either, I would prefer you type in the chat me so that I know. Anyone in the chat box who can share a success story. Just asking, don't you think it will be a good idea that some of you, make it a point every week when I go and attend my Wednesday call, inner circle call, I'm going to share a story. How many of you think visibility is important? Do you think, like Arun just now said, that I want to increase my sale, I want to automate everything and all. But would you also believe that jo dikhta hai wo bikta hai? Bikta hai, dikhna chahiye. Dikhna chahiye means not just one or two places you should be visible, you should be visible everywhere. Whatever your company is, if you are in a particular group, right now all of you are in a, let's say in this community called Achievers Club. Is it possible that you can do something every week where every member, old or new, doesn't matter, they know you by name, and they also know you because, hey, I keep hearing this guy's stories, yeah, that type. It doesn't matter wherever you are. An achiever is an achiever. Doesn't matter where he is. He is going to be there. He's going to make himself visible. He's going to make himself known. So, how many of you think that you are an achiever and you are going to improve your visibility? You want to improve your visibility? Share. I mean, this is like a dais. Share this dais. Use this dais. Be visible. The minute Arun introduced himself, I had Ramana say, "Can I have his number?" Now, I don't know what it is for, but it could be potentially for a referral. Okay. The other day, Mahesh shared his introduction and he said that he deals with ATMs. And we had Shivaji who said, I need his number. And subsequently, Shivaji got in touch with Mahesh. I don't know what the development is, but surely it has progressed. How did that happen? Because Mahesh used this dais to introduce himself. My dear friends, doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter what the opportunity is. When an opportunity is there, business owner should grab it. How many of you agree with what I've said just now? Be visible. दिखता है तो ही वो बिकता है, नहीं दिखोगे तो नहीं बिकोगे. Done. So now tell me, you must be having some, come on यार, ऐसा नहीं होता कि आप Wednesday अटेंड करते हो लेकिन सक्सेस नहीं है. बिल्कुल. That means there is a gap between learning and implementation. So okay, Mahesh, Super Mahesh, I am allowing you to talk. Go ahead, Mahesh.
Good evening, all.
Good evening.
Yeah, sir. Actually, earlier before joining with you, I used to keep sending proposals and all those things, but I never used to follow up in a belief that if he wants, then he will come to me. But what happened is after the last Thursday, I called the people who are all in 50% probability. As per my funnel, so 10 people I called and I got 3 orders again on cybersecurity.
Super.
If I would have if I have not made again follow-up call, definitely I would have not received. Till today, I would have been in the dilemma that if they want, they will come. But since I have called, I got this. So this
clap to Mahesh. Superb. So you've learned follow-up and you're doing it. And I'm also very happy that you're using the words like in my funnel and things like that. So nice to hear that. Wishing you abundance, Mahesh. Superb.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Anyone else wants to share the story? Lovely to see. I'm seeing Sunita after a long time. I'm seeing Kiriti after a long time. Lovely. Warm welcome. Okay. So, yeah. So, Mahesh, you have congratulatory messages from Arun Gopalan. Okay. Yeah. Sunita, namaskara. Tumba dinaitu. Tumba samayaitu. Okay. So, one more person who can share the story, success story. I want to build this platform as a platform where members come and share their stories. I truly believe if there is no success, then what's the use of this platform? If people are not implementing, okay, Rupa and Akshay, get ready. First Rupa, then Akshay. Okay, so allowing you to talk. Kiriti. Okay, done, Kiriti. So Rupa, Akshay, Kiriti. Over to you, Rupa.
Hello, everybody. Good evening.
Good evening. Yes, Rupa, we can.
Yeah. During this pandemic times, we as family have not been going out anywhere as such. Sometimes I go because I have to do the calls. It so happened the last Sunday I had been for a birthday party. It was one of my husband's colleague's birthday. He has already taken an insurance plan from me. Though my husband was not keen, he's my customer. I was keen that we should go for his birthday. And I happened to meet 4 to 5 new families. We have exchanged numbers and I've got connected to them. So I feel you shouldn't be missing such opportunities where you have a chance to meet new people.
Fabulous.
So I am very soon going to, discuss business with them. Hopefully something has to happen.
Networking
I
opportunities.
am looking forward for this.
Lovely. All the very best, Rupa.
And
Wishing you abundance.
through him, he recommended two of his colleagues, the plan which I shared it to him, the savings plan. Both of them have taken from me. Even though he had introduced me to that, the restaurant owner, where many people come in. So I'm looking forward that could also turn to a good business opportunity.
Awesome. So you got one inquiry, and through that inquiry, you got some referrals also.
Yeah, referrals.
Fabulous. 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 Wishing you abundance, more power to you. Lovely,
Thank you.
lovely,
Thank
lovely,
you.
lovely. And keep inspiring. Super. Akshay, enabling you to talk. Akshay, please go ahead.
Hello, yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, Akshay.
Good evening. Sir, last week I had a call from one of my referral on a game development application. So they have worked on certain parts and they were looking forward to develop more into it. So like 10 games or something, adding more into it. So they asked me, can I give a technical consultation to them? So they have given me the background that they are a startup in the environment and they are doing a physiotherapy device, which involves game in that. So
Okay.
related to therapy kind of a thing wherein the people who get stroke, they are recovered by playing games. So their motor skills are developed through the games. So there's a company that is working in Hyderabad. So we got opportunity to give them a consultation on how to develop games and all those things, what kind of games will enable them to engage more and do the exercises. So in that fashion, we have put ourselves in that as per the startup need, and then we have given them the solution for that, and they have accepted it. They like the way we have presented, and by doing our homework and all, we have gone to them, and with that solution they liked it, and they have awarded us the project for that thing, sir.
Amazing, amazing, Akshay. Superb. Wishing you abundance, more power to you. Superb. And lastly, we will allow our friend Kirti. Over to you.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah. So a few weeks back, I've actually got a call through a reference itself for an interior of a villa, and so the client, one fine day he called up and he said, "I want to meet tomorrow." I was at Visakhapatnam, but I came down the next morning by 10:30. I was at the customers. And normally what I do is I pitch in a lot of products to my clients, but this time, as I've learned through your classes, I didn't pitch anything in particular. I started asking him a lot of questions, and like, what is it that you're looking at, and what is the budget that you're trying to dedicate for this particular project, and did you check out other people? Did somebody else come and give you a and so I post that I spoke to him saying that whatever it is that you are looking at, I'm gonna do the job in that aspect. It's not like this particular product is better than that. So I basically gave him information about almost all the available products that are there, and I asked him to choose. I didn't pitch anything. Later on, I gave him a studio tour of available products and everything, and post that the client, he actually had 6 quotations in front of him. He sat with me with 6 printouts. He went out, got 6 quotations, and sat with me. And we spoke in length for about 3 to 4 hours. But at the end of the day, I closed the client with a price that is higher than all the 6 quotations that he had.
Wow.
And we have started the project also. So
Awesome. Awesome, awesome. And
What
Kiriti,
is
just out of curiosity, what made you do this? How is it that you are able to? Because we have, if I'm right, if I can quickly see, we have two interior designers. We have Prerna Sunita as interior designers here. So just for them, I mean, how is it that you were able to close this higher than your competitors? What is it that clinched?
The first thing was usually, sir, in this particular business, everybody goes behind the pricing. They're like, sir, we will give you this XYZ, or this quality, that quality, everything at so and so price. And you please come down, we will negotiate, and we will, it is negotiable, we'll talk on it. But I never spoke on the negotiating part. The only thing I've always told the customer is, we will give you this quality, and this is the kind of job we will do, and this is the kind of reporting system which I will put in place at your site, and there will be a person answerable every time. So even if you are not available at the site, you could always give a call, and you will get a daily report or a weekly report that you want. And so basically, I'm providing a host of service to you wherein you are tension free, like you need not look after anything. And post that, there is a person dedicated for each job that is there in the house. And even if you have any smaller issues like certain plumbing issues or electrical issues, I said I'll take care of all those also. And whatever the product I'm giving, I said I will check it, and then I will recheck it in front of you, and post that only I'll deliver it to you. So I've never said, okay, I'll do it at a lower price or I'll negotiate on this pricing, because what I felt, once you start negotiating on price, you go down 50 rupees, he's gonna ask you for 100 rupees.
Very nice, superb.
Instead, I gave service.
Superb, Kiriti. Awesome, great sharing. Thank you so much. Wishing you abundance. Fabulous. Now, what I've done, friends, is on the chat, I've shared a link. Okay, it's our Facebook group. My request is, let's make this group an active group. Whatever you're sharing here, in case you've picked up Madhu, Shripad, the other day you shared that you have some success story as far as your LinkedIn profile is concerned, keep sharing that in the Facebook group. The reason is, when our new members come, or even old members, we need constant motivation. Would you all agree with me? We need constant motivation. We as humans, we feel motivated when we see other people get success. We feel inspired. Can we, each one of you, just click on that, join the group, and after that, don't be passive members, be active members. I want you to keep sharing. No spamming, please. No motivational stuff. Okay, no quotes, no good morning, good evening stuff. Just keep sharing your success story. I've learned this, I've implemented. I've learned this, I've implemented. How many of you are okay with that? You're able to see the link. I hope that link works. You're able to click and go. Nice. Okay. Lovely. Keep motivating. How many of you are promising me that you're going to be active in the Facebook group? Number one. Number two is, those of us in the Achievers community, we will also be able to network, but I don't want you to spam. No spamming, please. Strictly no spamming. We don't want any member to feel irritated because of spamming. Let this group be, the sole purpose be to motivate and to inspire. Thank you all, those of you who have shared. Thank you so much. Now, you're able to see on your screen the mind map, my picture with inner circle call. Anyone? Just type yes. Okay, fine, great. Okay, so for those of you who are here for the first time, this community we call this Achievers Club. Okay, and this community of achievers, we are using these 4 core values. This is what each one of us resonate. We are all aligned to these core values. Number 1, be useful. Anything and everything we do, so including the Facebook group, okay, the content that we are going to post has to be useful. Anything and everything, is it useful? That's a question we ask, and then we do that. Number 1. Number 2, it should make a difference. So the Facebook content that I want you to post, it should again make a difference. It's inspiring. Everything we do, it should make a difference. Third, as our friend Arun Gopalan said, My intention is I want to automate everything so that I, as a business owner, get freedom, right? And that's what every achiever is aspiring. Freedom from regular, repetitive, mundane tasks. Okay. And how do we do that? Eliminate, automate, or delegate. And how are we going to achieve all these things? Through the fourth core value, which is lifelong learning. We as achievers, we believe if you want to earn more, you have to learn more. And these are the four core values. How many of you, and especially people who are coming here after a long time or people who are here for the first time, do you resonate with these core values? Do you think you're also aligned to these values? Do you think they drive you, align you, hold you? Just some quotes on your chat. If you think yes, you can type yes in the chat box. Okay, super, 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 super. And by the way, congratulations, Sunita. I saw you participate in a podcast and I thought you were lovely. Superb. Great, great. So, congratulations. Keep inspiring. Very nice. Okay, so today let's talk of, the first process of sales is lead generation. Right? So I thought today we'll do something which is actionable. Are you all ready? I want each one of you to get a notebook and a pen before we start. I want you to grab a notebook and a pen because I thought today this call will be an actionable call. I want you to do something. So if you have a paper and a pen or a book and a pen, not paper, I want you to get a book. Always have it. Super. Who all, if you got it, type yes, because I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for some time. I want all of you to get a book and a pen. क्योंकि नहीं लिखोगे तो सीखोगे नहीं. Yeah, please, please, please. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Mahesh, Manmohan, missed you, man, some time back. Lovely. Super. Who else? I want all of you. Shivaji, welcome. Who else? I'm waiting because I want you to get a book and a pen. Yeah, I know you are not having a book. Please go and get it. I know I'm talking to you. Please go and get a book. Book and a pen. Don't forget the pen. No, I think the yeses have stopped. Big reason I'll tell you, end of this call, you will thank me that I'm so happy that he literally drove me to get. Thank you, Ajay. Thank you. What about other people? Come on, there are so many people in this call. I want all of you to get a book and a pen. Okay, done. Now, do you all agree? Who all in this group? Thank you, Vivek. Thank you, Arun. Super, 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 super. And the one wearing a blue shirt, yeah, I'm talking to you. Why don't you go and get a notebook and a pen? Grab a pen. I can see you. I know you're surprised. Thank you. Swaraj, welcome. Superb, 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 superb. Okay, so now let me ask you this question. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so how many of you are interested in improvement in your sales process? You can type me in the chat box. Who all are interested in an improvement? Okay, yeah. So the reason I'm making you grab a book and a pen is because unless we write down something, we're not going to. The old saying, the faintest ink is better than the strongest memory. Bhushan, welcome, welcome, welcome. Super, nice. Okay, so now, first thing is, if you want improvement, anything, it could be, let's say, for example, our body weight. Okay, body measurement. हमको improvement चाहिए. Improvement माने अगर दुबला है तो थोड़ा weight बढ़ाना है, but most people weight है तो थोड़ा कम करना है. So let's for now take that as an example. Okay, let's look at weight थोड़ा कुछ कम करना है. Now you got to know your numbers first, correct? Today, where are we? So you're going to measure everything. Okay? You're going to first stand on a weighing scale, write it down. You're going to get a measuring tape, measure every part, and say so many inches, so many inches, so many inches, so many inches. Without that, do you think you will ever be able to measure improvement? You agree with me? You can type yes if you agree with me. Therefore, all of us, no, we participate in webinars like this. We do courses. We read a lot of books, and then we say, "यार मैं तो फाड़ दूंगा अभी जाकर." कैसे फाड़ोगे यार? पहले first it's important for us to know where am I today? Where am I today? So that's where we say know your numbers first. So here the reason is what gets measured gets done. With me so far? Okay, what gets measured gets improved first. So I want you to write these things now. First, currently, over the last 6 months, okay, over the last 6 months, how many leads have you got? Write down. January, I got so many leads. February, I got so many leads. March, I got so many leads. April, I got so many leads. May, I got so many leads. June, I got so many leads. You have a notebook, you have a pen, quickly write down Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June. So many leads, so many leads, so many leads, so many leads, so many leads. Now here, how many of you have a system where you'll be able to tell exactly how many leads you got January, February, March, April, May, June? If you have a system where you have that number, type in the chat box, and I want to personally congratulate you because you belong to a minority class. And if you don't have a system where you can exactly tell how many leads you got in January, February, March, April, May, type me. Okay, type me, so I know that you belong to majority class. Minority class is the class where they know exactly January, May. Okay, Kiriti says me, meaning you don't have a system, right? How many minority, me, majority? Venkat, you have a system. Is that what you're saying? Oh, majority means you don't have. Okay. Me. Okay, fine, fair enough. No problem. But at least you now know, right? You now know कि भाई मतलब weighing scale में हम लोग खड़े होंगे तो एक number आएगा ना? Yeah. From May after joining Prerna. Super. Very nice. Great. Okay. Now I'm maintaining in Excel. It doesn't matter where you maintain. Mahesh, very good. You maintaining in Excel, a place where all this data is there. Because friends, जैसे हमने बताया, what gets measured gets improved. अगर improvement चाहिए तो एक base figure चाहिए कि भाई मैं आज खड़ा किधर हूं. If I want to, मेरे को दुबला बनना है या मोटा बनना है, whatever, पहले आज क्या हो, that's important, right? Okay, so write this down. Next, the next number is, are you paying to get these leads? माने आप कैंपेन करते हो, ठीक है, खर्चा करते हो, very good, no problem. या फ्री में आ रहा है लीड, माने referrals or whatever, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. But if you're spending money to get leads, those of you who are not spending money, these things may not be applicable. But if there is a marketing executive for you, some of you must be applying business development manager, marketing staff, blah, 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 Facebook ad, Instagram ad, etc., etc. If you're spending money in whatever form for leads, then you got to know these numbers. Mane CPL, what's your cost per lead? Okay, I should have written the formula. Cost per lead is what? How much have you spent? Example, let's say there is a guy you employ and you tell him you go tuck, knock doors, generate leads. If there's a lady you've appointed and you've given her data and you said call so many people, cold calling. You then call these people. Every day I'm giving you 100 numbers. Call all these 100 numbers and generate leads. Not sales. Tell me interested people. That list, we call that list, right? So cost, if you're paying money to buy the data, cost, and the salary. Okay, phone call, if you have that, because nowadays, calls are free. So there's a fixed rent. So you to calculate that. Cost per lead. How much are you spending to get one name and the other contact details for all this? That number you should have. Am I making sense? Are you with me? Do you think it's important? Yeah? Okay. Because, sir, we are in business. Numbers matter. Only numbers matter. If you don't have these numbers, it doesn't make any sense. Okay? Then cost, CPA stands for cost per acquisition. Meaning, let's say, take my case. Okay? So let's say I spend 10,000 rupees for a campaign, and I'm selling, for example, let's say, whatever, you have this cost, your product cost is 10,000, you've spent 2,000. You've spent 2,000, your product cost is 10,000. So what's your cost per acquisition? How much are you spending to get one customer? Okay, so it's 10,000 divided by 2,000. That's how much you're spending. I'm spending X amount, 1/5. Okay, 10,000, 1/5 of my cost. Absolutely. So I spend, what does that mean? It means if I put 100 rupees, I'm getting 500 rupees. Cost per acquisition is how much am I spending to acquire one customer, meaning this product of. So usually it will be whatever campaign we do it for a particular product. There's whatever, it could be an entry level product or a particular हम लोग पूरे products के लिए we don't do any campaign, right? You normally do it for a particular product. For example, in my case, I'm doing a campaign. Some of you would have seen me on Facebook. I do an ad. Yeah, I'm doing it for this particular course called Exponential Sales Blueprint. So let's say, for example, I'm spending 2,000 rupees per customer to get one admission, one sale, okay, which is worth roughly 5,000 rupees. Example. Now, that number I should know. If I don't know that number, then I really don't know whether this whole campaign business is making sense or not. How many of you are with me? You're able to get it. Some of you who are very, very creative people, professionals, lawyers, other professionals might say, yeah, I'm not able to understand. Are you with me here? Cost of acquisition. How much does it cost you to get one customer? Earlier, CPL is how much does it cost you to get one name and email ID, phone number. Cost of acquisition is how much does it cost me to get one customer. With me? VPL is value per lead or value per customer, meaning how much is my customer worth? How much is my customer worth? Meaning, let's take Ajay for example. Okay, Ajay, who's in the school business. He must be spending, for example, I'm just giving you a very random example. His school fee is 50,000 rupees per annum. Okay, so, and he spends, let's say, to get one admission, on an average, he spends 5,000 rupees. So he spends 5,000 rupees, but that customer is giving him a revenue of 50,000 rupees first year. But the minute he enters into the school, then he probably is buying uniforms, he probably is buying books, he probably is buying some after school activity and things like that. So overall, initially it is only 50,000, but later the value of that customer is in that particular year, maybe 70,000 rupees. Maybe somebody, for example, someone like Kiriti, maybe they just called him to do one interior work for an independent portion, but they also hire his services for something else later, something else. So how much is what is the value? Once you get a customer, what are the other things? So for example, you go to McDonald's, you ask for French fries. The lady is going to say, would you like to have a bottle of Coke or a glass of Coke? You take Coke, then she's going to give you some other offer, another offer. The overall cart value increases in the end. So guy comes in for one, but he ends up buying a lot of other stuff. That's called value per customer. How much is your customer worth? Now, do you think all these numbers are important? Will they help you in making decision? Sometimes your first acquisition cost, this cost per acquisition, may be meaning equal to the product, that first product you're buying. For example, if you're a lawyer, I'm just giving you an example. You do some campaign, some activity you do, and this is only for writing a will. And you're probably charging them 2,000 rupees for that, for will writing, a random example. But you've spent 2,000 rupees for this campaign. But you'll notice that once he avails your service of this will writing, he's coming to you for a lot of things and he's doing a billing of 20,000 rupees. Then do you think that's value per customer? What is the total cart value? These are very important numbers. How many of you think knowing your numbers is useful and you will be doing this? How many of you are promising me that you will do this particular exercise? Write down all these things if you want to. Number of leads, cost per lead, cost per acquisition, and value of your customer. Value of your customer, meaning it could be lifetime value or value for 1 year. It doesn't matter, but you got to write that. With me? Hey, though I don't see everybody say, I will. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. All right. So now, next thing. Super. Great. Question. How do we ascertain how much value we might derive from him? So that's why your historical data. I'm asking you to go back to your historical data. I'm asking you to refer. So how do I ascertain? Go back. Check 6 months data. ठीक है? नहीं मिला 6 months में 1 year data. Pull out, but do that. Because that's what is important. कि भाई एक बंदा आप अंदर आएगा तो आपको कितना पैसा दे रहा है? Then you will come to know कि sometimes Kiriti spoke about negotiation. A lot of us, at the time of negotiation, we might say no to a customer. We might say. But if let's say because a lot of people say, यार मेरे को इसमें कुछ बचेगा नहीं फिर फायदा क्या है मैं क्यों करूं मेरे को मार्जिन नहीं है. But if when you're doing this exercise, you come to know कि यार ठीक है first transaction में मेरे को कुछ नहीं बच रहा है. लेकिन वो in case I do that transaction, during that 1 year, I have noticed that the guy is buying a lot of other stuff. For example, you are into, let's say you have a hardware shop, okay? And you notice that first time that guy is squeezing you a lot, okay? With very thin margin. But you've gone ahead and you've done it. Now, after that, the second transaction, the third transaction, the fourth transaction, the guy is not squeezing you as much as he squeezed you in the first transaction. Did that happen to you? How many people have experienced that? The first time when the guy has come is really pinde sindu, no margin at all. Like in the subsequent transactions, he became very generous. He did not bargain as much. Why? Comfort ho gaya, trust ho gaya. He started liking and utna wo difficult nahi hai customer. So your overall evaluation to say yes or no should be a little long term. I hope you're able to get what I'm saying. How many of you understood? Yeah, thank you. Now, next thing I want you to, so commitment from all of you that you're going to do this, right? Now, the next thing that you will do is, I want you to write for the next 3 months, that is, we are mid-July. So August, September, October. For these 3 months, how many leads do you need? Meaning, let's say, last 6 months, I'm just giving you an example. Your average per month is 100. You've been getting 100. I want an increment in that, meaning badkar rehna chahiye. Your last 6 months average, every month I'm getting 100 leads. Now you're part of this. You've enrolled yourself into exponential sales. So we are not even talking of exponential. We are talking of very normal incremental increase. at least 10% उससे बढ़कर रहना चाहिए. Minimum 10% more than your last 6 months average. Write that number. How many leads do you need? Okay, with me so far? Next thing is we're going to look at how are you going to get them? How are you going to get them? We'll discuss that. What is the budget you are allocating in case you want to go through the paid leads, and how will you track this number? Because if you are not going to track, what gets measured gets improved. So if you're not going to keep track, how will you know whether you're on track or not? So tracking is important. Have you written this down? I want you to write this. I want you to do this activity. How many leads? Because by now you would have got it, right? My average is I get so many inquiries. So even if you are a professional interior designer, how many inquiries have you been on an average getting? Take a guess. If you don't have it in one place, from now on, keep track. But if you're a lawyer, if you're a chartered accountant, how many new customers, new inquiries have you got? Because यार अगर नए लोग नहीं आएंगे तो we will be out of business. नए लोग आना चाहिए, नया client आना चाहिए every time. नए लोग नहीं आएंगे तो we will be out of business. So we got to be making sure. With me so far? Got it? Now comes the most important thing, which is how are we going to get it? Now there are two ways we can get it: free and paid. Right? Now let's look at what are you more interested in? Tell me, free or paid? That only I will explain. There are two ways of getting leads: free, paid. Which one are you interested in? Ajay, surprising. Okay. A lot of people are saying both. Free. Okay. Okay, so we'll talk of free first. Okay, free leads. How about other people? Why today chat में participation नहीं है, numbers तो है, almost rock bottom at the moment, hardly any new inquiries. Okay, no issues. Paid, both. Okay, so let's look at free. We've covered this earlier. Okay to pay. Great, fine. So now let's look at some of the free ways. Okay, but need genuine leads. Absolutely, genuine leads. We are only talking about genuine leads. Now let's look at 13 free ways. 13 free ways to get leads. Number one is serving others. This is the best way, my dear friends, to get genuine leads. Serving others, meaning, let's say, for example, you could join groups, let's say in Facebook, for example, LinkedIn or Quora. Go to any of these places where people have a problem and they're asking questions. They have a problem and they're asking questions. Okay, there are Facebook groups. So in your profession, there are groups and there will be people who are seeking answers. Or you go to Quora.com or wherever, where people are asking, help me, I've got this problem. And you go and offer free, serve them, give it to them free, saying, hey, I came to know that you're looking at this particular problem. I'm so-and-so, and this is what I do for my living. I mean, I'm an expert in this particular domain. Do you want me to help you? I can help you, and then help them. Or you, for example, when I started off my exponential sales blueprint ka journey, before I did that, I had done a free session with a select group of people. Okay. And what happened was I was able to understand, I was able to collect feedback and understand what is it that business owners, my kind, who I want to target. I selected a few of them and I did a free session just to know how, am I really, whatever I have to offer, is that what they're looking for? I tweaked a little bit and then I did a free session and I was able to collect feedback. But once I got those testimonials, I used those testimonials to get more leads. I'm sure all of you who've attended my webinar, you have some of these testimonials. Some of them belong to that first batch. Okay. So serving others is the easiest way of lead generation for free. Okay, so get free, but do not forget to collect testimonial, because that testimonial can be acting as a sales tool. The next thing is do cold calling, networking. This is what Rupa has mentioned. Rupa, she said that she has gone to a function, she met one person. From there, that person introduced her to another person, and they then referred her to another person. Networking. Networking, you need not do physical networking. You can still stay at home and network, but it's important to be networking. You've got to be networking all the time. So this is where uh, trade shows, conferences, but these are physical. But even online, you can network. Being in the inner circle call, okay, and coming on to the dais and sharing a story is networking in my view, because you're visible. When you talk of your profession, when you talk of the problems you're solving, do you think you're also able to get some? So when you come here, what I want you to do is tell the problem that you have solved. And when you tell the problem you have solved, do you think someone with similar problem is likely to get attracted to you and say, hey, can I have his number? Can I have a number? And then they reach out to you, correct? Whenever, wherever you're networking, talk about how you're solving people's problems. Am I making sense? Leads by association. This is, participating in Rotary, participating in Lions. These are the different ways. Now, relationships, okay, from your existing customers, referral systems, your contact spheres. I've covered this earlier also, but following up on old leads, be in touch with all the people in your list, email the social media, give them value content. Now here is where I want you to, before you do any lead generation activity, I want you to first write down, remember the course Exponential Sales Blueprint. I want you to revisit. Okay, identify your target customer first, which is what Sunita said. I want genuine leads. So in order to get genuine leads, what's important is do your write the profile of your customer. Write the profile of your customer. What's the age of your customer? What's the income of your customer? What's the education level of your customer? If you are in the B2B space, who is the decision maker? If it's a company, then is it the finance head? Is it the HR head? Is it the maintenance head? Or is it, purchase head? Which department? Narrow down, and get that. Because if you don't do your targeting, then how are you going to craft a message? So the next thing is understand what is the problem they are having and how your product is solving that problem. Write all this. So do the exercises first before you do lead generation, because if you don't do those things, you can't do this well. Okay, so when we talk of emailing the social media, what is content you need, right? So what content are you going to give? First you do this exercise, then you give them the content. Speaking as an expert. So we recently, I heard Sunita participate in a podcast, and she positioned herself as an expert in that domain, and she spoke. Now, my thing for you, Sunita, is this, that wherever possible, I saw that on LinkedIn, but now promote that. If you're on Facebook, share that link. If you're in WhatsApp groups, share that link. It's a wonderful podcast you did. Okay, and now you said that you're terrible. You're challenged as far as networking is concerned. So there are two things. It's one thing to go after people. It's another thing to do few things so that they come after you. Which one do you think is better? When you have a podcast where you position yourself as an expert, now share that in all social media, in all channels, everywhere. Email to people, share it to your friends. Automatically, some of them want to get in touch with you. They suddenly look at you and say, hey, so you won some awards. Share that, showcase it. It's going to trigger some leads. Post it on social media, post it everywhere. Let it be part of your marketing campaign. When you speak as an expert, you teach them first and then you sell. Okay, writing blogs, podcasts, YouTube. Okay, so now which one? Why I'm showing you all this? which one, or which all are you going to do over the next 3 months? Now you have this, right? You have 13 ways. I've shared this earlier. But now I want you to pick up few things from this and write it in your notebook. Today is action. Today is action. I want each one of you to write. You don't write all 13 because you're not going to do it. I don't want you to write 13. You're going to say, I think I'm going to be speaking. I'm going to take up one speaking engagement. I'm a Rotary member and I'm going to go to this my club, or I will invite myself. I'll get myself invited as a speaker and I'm going to speak as an expert. I'm a JCI member, so I will get invited myself. I will speak as an expert in my particular topic. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Pick at least 4 from these 13, at least 4, and decide you're going to do these things, 4 things. How many of you are doing it? And my dear friends, these are free. It doesn't cost you. The reason why Ajay and Mahesh are here is because I met them first in a JCI speaking engagement. Am I right, Mahesh? Right, Ajay? I think you will agree with me. I came as a speaker. My intention was not to get you. Absolutely not. It wasn't. I was invited. I didn't get myself invited. I was called, but I spoke, right? And then I built a rapport because I could see that they were resonating. So I extended an invitation, and see, today we are here. We are here. It works. And that's why I'm telling you to do it. With me so far, only 4. But I want you to write. But I don't see everybody writing. No, I'm not seeing everybody writing. I want you to write. My dear friend, if you're here every Wednesday, if you're investing your 1 hour time, don't you think you want it to be worth it? Don't you want tangible results? What do you want to gain by accumulating knowledge? Nothing. I want you to act. Time. It's about time you start acting. So now pick up 4, write it down. How many of you have written? How many of you have written? Lovely. Ajay, congratulations. I'm going to name. Okay, I'm going to name and congratulate. Mahesh, Arindam. That's all. Kirti, Akshay, Manmohan, Ramana. Lovely. Who else? Who else? That's all. Come on. I mean, how are we going to get exponential sales if we are not having 4 things? Rupa, Sunita. I'm forcing you. I'm forcing you. Okay. Yeah. Networking, referral, follow up, deep dive, super. Prerna, super. Ashok, super. Ashok, follow up, YouTube, speaking as an expert, serving others. Lovely, Arun, super. Super. Specific. Okay. Madhusudan, I picked up networking, referral systems, following up on own leads, email, social media. Lovely. Super. When you speak of email, social media, use an email marketing system. I'll cover that sometime later. Okay. Lovely. I'm so happy that some of you are really taking it seriously. Now comes the paid ones. Okay. The free ones, we call it organic way of getting leads. Paid ones cost you money, but they go boom. They're faster. Reason? Effective. Provided you know how to do it. So paid ones, don't jump into it without learning. Go slow. Paid ones. Now, right now, at the stage you are, focus on the free ones. You have to do paid ones. There's no doubt about that. However, Jomi, super. However, I want you to know it. Do it later. Okay? Paid ones may so depending on your target market here. Okay, very simple. Remember, I told you in the beginning, you must do your customer. So please refer to the videos in the course. Please go back. In case you have not watched those videos, go back and watch those videos with new glasses. Okay, you must have watched those videos earlier, but today, if possible, or maybe at least tomorrow, go back and watch those videos. What videos am I asking you to watch? The day 2 videos, which is customer demography, customer behavior, unique selling proposition. These three things I want you to watch, because if you don't watch that, you can't do this. Now, Instagram. People who does campaign on Instagram, whose clients are in the age group of 18 to 24, majorly. Others also, slightly older also are there. And majorly, the gender-wise, it's women. That's the profile of Instagram. Okay. Facebook, well, majorly it is 24 to 40. If your age group occurs 22 to say 45, that age group, you find them more on Facebook. LinkedIn, if your client is another business and the decision maker is either a business owner or a corporate, where you have different functions, functional heads, then LinkedIn. YouTube, remember, is search. It's a search engine. It's not like Facebook that, people just scroll. Facebook and Instagram, people scroll. And your ad, when it is compelling, then they stop and then they click and then they see the ad. Otherwise, people just scroll. But YouTube is not like that. YouTube is not used for scrolling. YouTube is usually they go and specifically they search, when they want to see something. So the keywords and other things are important. But YouTube, you can just start off, not paid, but you can just start posting, do it free. Okay. TikTok, if your average consumer age is 15 to 20, you find a lot of them here. Okay. So influencer marketing, and these are all, well, I wouldn't really recommend at this stage, but yeah, surely at a later stage, we can look at these top four. Okay. The next page is paper ads, not applicable today. Participating in exhibitions, not applicable today. Yellow pages is extinct. Hoardings are not applicable today. Magazines are not applicable. Radio is not applicable. Here, I would say start thinking of having content, get invited to podcasts and start talking to people. This is a free thing, very, very effective. Maybe next week I'll ask Sunita to share her experience of participating in a podcast. What do you say, Sunita? Would you like to share that next week? Not today, we are running out of time, but next week. Would that be a good thing? Tell me. Yeah, sure. Okay. I'm also giving you time to prepare. So then next thing is budget. Paid ads, don't do immediately, because when you do any of these ads, if you don't know, you're going to lose money. It's all money down the drain. Don't do it right now. We'll learn and then we'll do. But for now, I want you to share the other things, the free wala. Okay. So I'm not asking you to do any paid ad campaign as of now. I want you to concentrate on doing but this was just for awareness. Now the budget, plan for a budget. 3 months later, I'm going to be doing this. So plan for a budget and then track. How are you going to track? All of you from now on, please keep in mind, your leads, all the leads, every lead of yours that you capture must be in one central place. This is the minimum thing I'm saying, meaning the serial number, name, email ID, phone number. Minimum itna chahiye. And the list can go on. You can say date of acquisition, the source, blah, 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 blah. What does he want? All that can be later. Minimum is name. Okay, so let me see if I can zoom it. Yeah. The name and phone number and email ID is the minimum thing. And then how are you going to track it? You're going to be tracking it in this particular format, which is, you're able to see this. Okay, so let's say, for example, my screen is stuck. Is my screen stuck? You're able to see? You're able to see? Yes means you're able to see, can't see. Can't see, can't see, can't see. Stuck. Okay, you're able to, 1 second. Okay, you're able to see me? You're able to see me. Let me share my screen again. Let me see. Are you able to see the screen? You're able to see the screen now? No, yes, no, yes, 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 yes. Okay, fair enough, done. So maybe when I was zooming, can see, super. So the way you will track it is this way: July, August, September. We got a goal. Remember, this goal has to be 10% more than your average that you got for the last 6 months. Done? You will track it this way, right? This particular way. You will track it this way and say, this is what I have achieved. Variance is always, it has to be plus or minus variance. Whatever you have achieved, that's the variance. Then what action points? This is action to improve. So this is just example, okay? Improving the targeting in FP, increase the budget, add one more market, but you're going to keep tracking it this way. Srinivas, you've written no, so I'm not able to follow what that no stands for. So not able to see, is that what you're saying? Not able to hear, or you didn't understand? I didn't get that. Okay, so with me. Okay, so how many of you are going to do that action? And lastly, of course, how are we going to develop? This is what Arun wants. I want to automate everything. Once we do all this, then the next step is whatever you have done to get these leads, whatever you've done to do the variance implementation, we are going to put that as a process so that next time you don't have to do it, someone else does it for you. That's what freedom is all about. But first you got to do. You are the owner. You're creating the system. So first you do. Tweak everything. Once you get a perfect formula, that is, I put 10 rupees, I get 30 rupees. Once you get that formula, once you've cracked that formula, put it into a process and release it in your organization. Anyone can come and do the same thing. You'll have standard operating procedures for each of the activities, and it can be duplicated, it can be replicated, and your business can scale. But that is step number 3. Right now, our goal is we're going to be having these numbers. I'm repeating once again. We are going to, so this is a recap, okay, of what we are going to be doing for the next 3 months. Have these numbers: number of leads, cost per lead, cost per acquisition, value per of the customer. Next, you're going to be deciding on how many, your goal, how many leads you're going to get in, and then how you're going to get. So you're going to identify 4 of these things and you're going to start tracking. How you're going to track? This one goes without saying. Each one of us, all our leads from today, every lead is going to be in one place. It could be a Google Sheet. I recommend Google Sheet, not Excel sheet. Why? Because Google Sheet is something that you can share, number 1. Number 2, Google Sheet is something, so you can share it with your team, I mean to say. Okay, so let's say you have a telecaller, she can put the lead. You got another person, your business development manager, he can put. You'll have your sales executive, he can put. You can put. All of you can access this from your respective devices. You have one centralized sheet, number 1. Number 2, you can access that from any device, from any location. If it is Excel sheet, then you're restricted, because then you got to see it from your device, unless of course you have an Excel sheet which is on cloud and or on another drive and things like that. So have a sheet, a place which you can access from, where you can access it from any place, from any device, and whoever you're giving permissions, they all can access and update. That's, you're already thinking of a system, because system means how can you tackle the old bad Ajay? There may be good and bad talk on our business. How can you tackle that old bad talk? For example, previous physics teacher was not up to the best level. So there is always a beginning, Ajay. I would say that instead of saying, hey, that man was not good, and so on and so forth, I think share the success story of the current physics teacher. People are going to forget that guy. Share the success story of the students and tell how good your current physics teacher is. And I think people are going to forget. We have forgiven so many people who have done so much to our country. We will forget teacher ko bhulna to like that. Correct? So people are going to forget. Public memory is short. Public memory is short. That's why, our politicians get elected and re-elected even after scam after scam after scam. तो old physics teacher तो उनके सामने एक मामूली चीज है. Don't worry about it. Share, make loud noise about good. Typically what happens is bad automatically makes very bad noise. Okay, we proactively now are going to make good a lot of noise about good. That's what we are going to be doing. So I hope you found that useful, because don't even talk about the old physics teacher. Act as if he never existed. Simple. Okay, so with me so far, now I want to ask, how many of you are going to be acting on this, what we have learned? Otherwise, this call is a waste. Today's call especially, because today's call was essentially meant to make you act. And if we don't act, now what's the point? Okay, Ajay said he's going to act. Who else is going to act? Useful input. Okay, lovely. Okay. Mahesh, Kiriti, Venkat, Jomi, Prerna, Manmohan, Madhu, we're going to act. Okay, Shivaji, lovely, super. Ramana, super, act, great. Okay, so Rupa, super. Arindam, lovely. Narzo 30, knowledgeable. Vivek, super. Narzo 30, can you type out your name, please? Because I can just see that instrument name, Narzo 30 Pro 5G. Aapka naam, so that I can welcome you also. Not able to relate your name. Who else? I want, come on, friends. I think this is time to act. Okay? ज्ञान हम लोग बहुत accumulate करे हैं. ज्ञान से पैसा नहीं बनेगा. Action से पैसा बनेगा. Okay? So now I am going to be sharing a link. This is my Ajay. Is it advisable to talk about our competitor? Who is our competitor? Nobody is our competitor. We are unique. There is one and only one Ajay. No one like Ajay in the entire universe. So who can compete with Ajay? No one. Don't worry. Don't do that. Ajay, we are paying money to do a campaign so that people talk about us, right? मतलब I exist. ये बताने के लिए we are paying money. Why should we give our competitors free publicity? Why? No, don't talk of your competition at all. Especially don't take their names, because the minute you take your competitor's name, you are giving them free publicity. You are spending money calling people to your place, and if you take names of your competitor, it's giving free publicity to them. Do not talk of your competitors. There is no competitor for you. You are the only person. No one like you. No one like you. Yeah, super. So I have received an order for a product, but my supplier increased its price. Now, should I discuss with the customer to pay the difference of amount, or should I sacrifice the difference amount? Please guide me. So it all depends on how your conversation was at the time of picking up the order. This is entirely your discretion, Mahesh. So if, let's say, for example, so to answer this, I would ask you, you got to be 100% honest here, Mahesh, and also all other people. So I'll repeat, this is a very good question. I want to congratulate you for asking this question. Mahesh's question is, I have received an order for a product, but my supplier increased its price before delivery. And now, should I discuss with my customer to pay the difference of amount, or should I sacrifice the difference amount? Please guide me. My answer to this is this. Number one, have you told your customer that price is subject to supplier's price? Number one, have you told him? Or did you tell him this is the price and you're going to deliver it there? If you've not told him, subject to terms and conditions, if there is a fluctuation in the market, I'm going to mark up the price. If you have not told him, then in my view, you have committed to a particular price. 1. 2, let us assume for discussion's sake, this is the most important thing here. Okay, this is where your integrity and character reflects. Let us say, for example, the supplier decreased the price. Would you have passed that benefit to your customer in your normal course? What action would you take? Based on that, now you take a decision. Truly speaking, if you acquire one customer, build a relationship, tell him there was an actual increase, but you are a man of integrity and you honor and so on and so forth, you will earn the goodwill of your customer. If it is sacrificing a margin, in meaning if by doing so, if there is a reduction in your profit margin, but you're still making money, I think you should be happy. Reason is, when you're building a relationship with your customer, I think you will earn a lot of profit in future. Plus, you will also make money through his repeat business and through the referrals he gives you. If you think long term, I would suggest sacrifice, but that's my suggestion. But it's your business. You know better. You know your cash flows better. People spend money to acquire customers. So you can, I think use your discretion. Think long term. Think long term. If you have not informed him about the price increase and the possible fluctuation, maybe, then I hope you get what I'm saying. Yeah. If he gets to know later, it will be a plus point. Meaning if the customer comes to know that you have actually sacrificed. Well, why later? I think you can also tell him that, this is how I do business, my dear friend, and tell him. As a car dealer earlier, there were a lot of occasions where, things have happened here and there, but we've never, whatever price we've committed, we stuck to it. And we, of course, let the customer know that this is what we did. And what happened was, when, as Akshay very rightly said, we earned so much of goodwill. We didn't earn money, but we earned a lot of goodwill. And the outcome of that, a couple of time later, was lots of repeat business and lots of referrals. Okay. So now, friends, I've shared one link, Trustpilot link. Please click on that link. Give me your feedback. How did you find today's call? I hope all of you are able to see that link on the chat. Yeah. So please click on that link. If you like this call, give me a 5-star rating and write a paragraph. It's giver's gain. And I'm sure all of you by now, you know the importance of social proof. What I'm doing is I'm accumulating social proof. Okay. How many of you are going to click on that link and give me a 5-star rating? You can just type me and then click. Type me and click that link. Type me and click that link. Lovely. Click on that. Type me, click that link. Type me, click that link. It's giver's gain. You give positive reviews, you are going to get positive reviews. Okay. Not only give me the 5-star rating, next time, every time you deliver anything, product, service, anything, you develop this habit of collecting social proof. It could be a Google review, it could be a Trustpilot review. Trustpilot review, it is very easy. Create one account, it's free. Share the link. Okay. So type me, click on that link. Type me, click on that link. Who else is going to give the 5-star rating? I want you to click on that link. Type me and then click. So thank you all so much for your call, time, participation. I hope you liked what you saw today. I hope you are going to be, your notebook you have written a few things and you are going to act upon it. 3 months later, I can assure you, if you keep looking at your notes, 3 months later, you will find a significant growth in your lead generation. Trust me. Trust me. This is powerful. It works. Okay. So thank you all so much. Wishing you abundance in life. Stay home. Stay safe. Friends, Corona wave is back. Be careful. Be very, very careful. If it's not necessary, stay home. Always mask yourself. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye bye. See you next week, same time. Bye.